Hi friends, welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. I really appreciate your presence here for this hip opening flow yoga practice. Grab your mat and let's get started. And if you're still with me at the end and you enjoyed this yoga practice today, hit that super thanks button and leave a tip. A child's pose, take your knees pretty wide apart. Start to melt your belly right in between the thighs. And we're gonna wriggle the hips a little bit and melt your forehead down. Take a moment just to unwind on your mat and come into your practice today. Take a nice body scan and check in with how you feel in this moment in time. Set your intention for practice. What do you want to cultivate in this time on your mat? And great job showing up for yourself today. Now pressing through the tops of the feet, let's get moving. We're going to inhale, flow forward. Scoot your knees a little closer, let your hips sink, and then exhale, press back, hips to heels. We'll just do that a few times to warm up the hips and the spine. Exhale, pressing back. Inhale, waving forward. Exhale, pressing back. And we're going to inhale forward. And we're going to exhale, tuck the toes, send the hips toward the heels, get a nice stretch from the pinkies right to the hip creases. And then let's go ahead and step that right foot forward a little wider than the right wrist. And start to let the hips sink a little bit, and then we'll lift the hips up. So we're gonna sink them down, lift your chest, and then just lift the hips up. And just do it a couple times. You could take the top of that left foot flat. Sometimes that allows that left inner thigh to get more of a stretch. And we're gonna lift in and out a couple of times. Very good. And then when you let your hips sink down, pause for a moment in lizard lunge. We're gonna stay up on the fingertips for now because we're just starting this practice. We're gonna look up on the inhale, and then on your exhale, we're gonna lift the belly and slide that right leg back, tuck your toes, send the hips toward the heels. And then step that left foot forward a little wider than the left wrist. Take the top of your right foot flat. And we're just sinking and then lifting. And sinking and lifting. Seeing what range of motion feels okay for you right now. You don't have to force or overdo. Explore. Explore how your hips feel, moving in and out. And when you sink down, we'll take a moment to pause. You can be up on tented fingers. Hands could be on blocks, or the hands could be all the way down on the ground. Just take a moment to stay upright through the torso, looking up. One more inhale, and then exhale, slide that left leg back, tuck the toes, send the hips toward the heels. And then we'll wave forward, and we're gonna sink the hips forward with the toes tucked. Lift your heart, engage your gluteals gently, and then come into a neutral tabletop position. Now let's extend that right heel straight back, point your right toe, and then open and stack that right hip. And we're gonna open the right fingertips up. And you could pause there for a moment, just a little hip strengthening moment. And if it's available, reach around for the top of your right foot. Kick the foot into the hand into the foot. And breathe. Inhale. And then when you exhale, we're going to slide that right knee forward. Right fingertips come under the shoulder. Bring your right knee wider than your right wrist and slide your left leg back. We'll come into this pigeon pose moment. The right foot's flexed. Top of your left foot is flat. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, we're going to come down to the forearms and then press the forearms away from your hips. Hands are together in prayer. Take a moment to look at your tail. So we're not going to stay super long in this pigeon. Let the left hip point roll down and breathe. Nice bonus if you want to point your left toe toward the back of your head. Take your left forearm on the ground with your palm turning in towards your body. Reach around for the top of that right foot and do another little quadriceps stretch on that left side. It's all interconnected. So we're just kind of working through that full range of motion, the lower body a little bit, the different muscle groups. And then go ahead and release that left foot gently back with care. Come up onto your hands. Palms are about shoulder width. Tuck your back toes. Now we're going to lift that left thigh and we're going to slide that right heel right up into three-legged dog. Whew. And open and stack that right hip on top of the left. Lifting that right knee away from your left wrist. Take a couple circles with that right knee. Moving that right hip. You can't really move a hip. Moving that thigh bone around in the hip socket. And then wave forward into plank. Bring your knees down on your exhale. Take your feet flat, come into a child's pose. Wriggle your hips back. Good. And then come up to a tabletop position. Let's extend that left leg straight back. We're going to point the toe. And then we're going to open and stack that left hip. Tone your core. Pull your belly in. And you can work there. It's a fine place to work. Or you can bend that left knee and reach around for the top of the foot. And you're going to kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Good. Inhale, lean back a little bit. And when you exhale, release your left hand down. Slide that left knee wider than the wrist, coming into pigeon. And you're going to inch your right knee back. Top of that right foot connects. Wag the tailbone gently if that feels okay. And then come down to your forearms, elbows about under the shoulders. Take prayer hands and ground those forearms down and away from your hips. So we lengthen back through the inner arch of that right foot a little bit. Left sitting bone dropping down toward the ground. And then a bonus would be to try to point the right toes toward the back of your head. Take your right hand in a little bit. So it's like the right forearm is kind of parallel with the front corner of the mat. Reach around for the top of the right foot with your left hand and kick that right foot into the hand if you can. Don't overdo, don't force if that's not available. You could just hang out in pigeon. We're going to take one more inhale. Then exhale with the caution. Gently release, no slingshotting. Let that right foot come back. And then walk yourself back up onto your palms. And then tuck your right toes, lift that right thigh. Slide that left heel right up into three-legged dog. We're going to open and stack that left hip. Lift the left knee up and circulate the left knee around. So you rotate that left thigh bone around in the hip socket. And you can maybe drop your right heel toward the floor a little more. Then we'll roll into a plank. Let's exhale all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or upward dog. Exhale, take one downward dog. Pedal out your feet. Shake your head, yes. Let an exhale out your mouth. Think about your intention. Sway your hips side to side in that downward dog. Nice hollow belly. Then gently come into a table. We're going to cross the ankles, sit behind the heels. And then take your feet mat width distance apart. We're going to let the knees open with the feet really wide apart. And then gently press your outer knees toward the ground and walk your hands toward your lower back and lift your heart. Inhale. And then exhale. We're going to bring the knees in and make your way onto the back. Coming on to the back, hug those thigh bones towards your body. Give a nice squeeze. And come into full happy baby. Elbows on insides of knees, hands reaching around for the ankles or the outside edges of the feet. Soles of feet face the sky. Finding that happy baby pose moment, evening out the hips and back. And then go ahead and release. Soles of feet together for a moment, knees splaying open. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. And then we're going to slide both heels away and toward the outside corners of the mat. Flex your feet, engage, squeeze your butt, and then let everything go into a Shavasana for today. Let your whole body rest into the floor. Taking this time to be at peace with the moment and with the internal landscape of your mind and your body, your emotions. So we're observing with compassion whatever's there and imagining light and space flowing through all the joints. The back body is grounded and restful. from heels to back of head. The front body is open and spacious. Let your eyes relax. Let your jaw soften. Every inhale, inviting vitality and health. Every exhale, letting go of tension and stress. And thinking about what you have to be grateful for today. Let's wiggle fingers and toes. And reach your arms overhead, take a resetting stretch, hitting that restart button. And then we'll hug the knees in, give yourself a squeeze, rock and massage your back out. Invite compassion for right now and your whole self. And when you're ready, very joyfully, lightly, roll to either side and slowly press on up to sit. Arriving again in a tall upright seat, let your shoulder blades pull down the back. Bring your hands to heart center and thank yourself for showing up today. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. So grateful for your practicing with me today. I really appreciate that. And if you're still with me, please subscribe to my channel for more free, almost daily yoga. And if you enjoyed this practice, you can always hit that super thanks button and leave me a tip. I really appreciate it. Please take care and keep it up. See you next time. Bye-bye. Keep going.